Yeah, when I was growing up in a street in Nio, we had quite an extraordinary street. There were lots of Catholics in the street. We'd run a house mass and we could fill the lounge with them. And we knew everybody in the street, every house. You could walk up the street and, oh, that's so-and-so they go to school with. That's the man that has that business somewhere. That's the lady with all the cats. That's the butcher's house. That's the old lady that was backing out when my brother happened to drive by with his boot full of an exploded paint can and made the centre white line go round in a big loop round her car. That's the man who we think was a child predator. Never caught me, but he tried. We just knew all the people in our street, and it was a great community, and exciting things happen. I'll write a book about it one day. But I think that the key was, though, that we all knew one another, and so when something went wrong there was lots of support there for you as well. Nowadays I think it's a little more difficult with so many sections that have a house behind a house. People drive right down the back to get to their houses. People, and I know I've mentioned this a long time ago, people drive into their garages that are attached to their houses, so they don't actually come out on the street except to check their letterboxes. And it's a shame because you can get such a good buzz from having a good community. We've got a great community around our house, lots of different cultures, Greek, Assyrian, Indian up the road, Chinese over there, a variety of people have been coming and going over the road. Was Māori, now Assyrian. It's really exciting to have all these different cultures getting on, sharing a bit of food, supporting one another, just popping in and out, and maybe having a drink at Christmas. And that kind of community's really important. And I was at Mass this morning, and just about the whole primary school, I swear, was there as well. And it was really exciting to have a Mass pretty much organised by the children and their teacher, and just to feel the buzz of a full church with lots of young and old people all squashed in together, and doing their best to have a good service. And that's what I think Mass should be about, is people doing their best to enjoy their time together. And I thought, well, that's great community. And then at school at the moment we've got a mission day coming up, and that's our school's job to reach out into the community. And our girls at St Catherine's are trying really hard to get out there in the community and help people. And it's not as easy as you might think, because these days the volunteer groups have their trained volunteers. You know, every charity has its people that help them, and they don't actually want a whole lot of untrained random girls just coming in here to help on the day. So it's harder than it used to be to actually find work for them to do. But each house, we have 4 houses at school, is looking for a way to reach out to the community and show the eastern and southern suburbs that we are part of the community as a Catholic college. And that's been really fun, looking for jobs to do. So I guess part of being in the community is making connections with the people around you, and part of it is knowing when people are in need and reaching out and meeting those needs. And time and again when Mission Day comes up, I go back to that early, straight after the Gospels is the Acts of the Apostles. And as soon as Jesus had gone to heaven, the apostles are sitting around thinking, what are we going to do now? You know, whoa, he's gone, lock the doors. And they were quite frightened. And once they got a bit of power from the Holy Spirit, they went out to everybody and started to set up their own communities. And their community involved looking after what each person needed and giving them what they needed and sharing what they had. Plane taking off. And you can go back to that again and again and see that that was the most important thing, was not giving everyone equal, but giving everyone what they needed. And I think it's really important that in your own community, wherever you find it, at home, at church, at work, at school, that you're looking around to see who needs something, what can I do for them. A bit of that John F. Kennedy thing, don't ask what they can do for me, but what I can do for my community. And I watched this clip last night that a friend sent me on YouTube, and it was about a guy who said you'll actually work better and produce more if you start out happy. Not, hey, if I work really well and make a lot of money, I'll be happy, but if I'm happy, I'm going to work well. If I'm happy, I'm going to be more productive. If I'm happy, I'm going to find meaning in what I do. And it just all seemed to link together, this idea of how are we forming a community, and what are we giving to that community in order to make it a better community. And it's in the giving that you actually get the rewards. And so it's giving to the people around you, your family, your neighbours, your school, your parish, your church, your workplace, your sports team, that is really what is so rewarding. And so I guess, when we talk about reaching out to the community or being part of a community, you need to look at where do you stand and what you do for people. Obviously having faith is no use if you're not doing good works as well, unless maybe you're a Lutheran, but I really go with that faith and work are hand in hand, and you need to do both. And by reaching out to people and joining in and stepping out there, you do get amazing rewards, so that forming a strong community makes you stronger. And it's just such positive energy to be in a vibrant, well producing atmosphere wherever you are. I feel good if I'm walking down to the neighbour to give them a cake I've baked, or if I go over there to borrow a cup of sugar. They're both energizing kind of things. I can give, I can take, but we're working together, and I think that's really useful. So I think community is really important. I think being in isolation is miserable, and I think it's what you give determines what you receive. So the more you give, the better off you are. So today I've seen that really in action, and it's been a good day.